How many Ford power?
3 of them.
Yeah. Moving on.
Ford fans out there are loving that.
They are loving that. There's guys that see that Moxie logo on things and think it's the Ford Oval.
Well, let's be honest. They're all the same. Fords are just more expensive to build.
And there's guys that argue that. I don't think that can be argued. Fords are a more expensive race engine to build.
They sound better than the Chevy. You just have to like one or the other. That's all.
Justin Evans. He loves ovals.
Dirt ovals. Heat race number 1 for the Super Sports. 9th place finisher, Alan Elkins. 8th was McLean Bedoin. Brian Gary was 7th. 6th place finisher, Steve Fuller. 5th place, Darrell Blanchard. Top 4, Brian Smith in the 61, a.k.a. Jamie Beanberger. 3rd place, 77S, James Slover. 2nd place, the 99 of BJ Donofrio. And the Heat race number 1 winner, former track champion Randy Barley.
You know, getting back to Jimmy Beanberger, why don't we do it to Bean Burner? That sounds funnier.
Hey, I'm not even going to say the name you wanted to use.
Oh, no.
We would have got fired.
Probably.
We would have got fired.
Dom's out there. People don't realize.
Dom has got a sense of humor that if you don't know him, you look at him with one eye open, kind of like, what is going on with this guy?
Most people think I'm really serious, but I'm the least serious person you'll ever meet.
He comes up with a name. Let's just say the name that he came up with involved a pickle, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? We'll leave it at that. All right?
My imagination's already gotten creative enough.
Heat race number 2 for the Super Sports Armed Forces Night last Saturday night. 8th place went to Jeffrey Powell in the number 23J. Just ahead of him was the 30 of Robert Mercer. Vaughn Stone was finished 6th in the number 17. 5th place went to Jody Tanner in the 36. 4th was Doug Elkins in the 46. 3rd was the 33 of Jordan Wright. Chris Mott finished 2nd to the 55 of Dave Miller. That is the heat race that we actually have video posted on Moxie. A good race. You can actually see that 55 car working, physically working. I don't see another car out there getting up on the bars like that car is right now. We didn't see that a couple weeks ago, the first couple races. He was a little frustrated with the setup. They got in the shop, went to work.
It just snapped.
Yeah.
Something happened that really worked.
Whatever they found is working well.
I'd like to know.
Yeah. I mean, that
He's
car
not
is...
going to share.
He's not. He will not share that. He's
and
found
I don't
something.
blame him for
Absolutely
one bit.
not. I wouldn't either. 4 cars slated to start the Trophy Dash. One of them scratched. That was the 33 of Jordan Wright.
Oil leak.
Oil leak, that's right. Sam could send that up to us in the Moxie Tower via text message.
They fixed it for the main, though.
3rd place was the 45 of Alan Elkins. 2nd went to B.J. Donofrio, and the Trophy Dash winner was the 46 of Doug Elkins.
You seem to say that name a lot.
I'm telling you.
He earns it.
That dude is...
top.
He's
man.
on. He is on, and that he earns every one of them. Because it's like you're saying, you've got 17 of these unique to the track cars.
Right. And he's only his second, or is this his 3rd year? I think it's only his second. Third year? Okay, it's his 3rd year. You're right.
And you have some really talented people with these very unique cars. And to me, it's just such a neat class. That's why I want to get into it. Well, I've got the car. It's such a unique class that you can take like a few-year-old late model,
right,
and convert it to this car rather economically and have a lot of fun.
Right. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you had a grain of sand for a brain, that Swartz chassis you have would go to Norm Davis and say...
And that's where it probably will.
Let me tell you why I say that.
Well, on top of it, it was Cody Sell's car at one point.
Right. But I say that because 3 of the 4 fast qualifiers in that division are coming out of Norm Davis's shop.
Right. And, you know,
I just have what motor in them?
3. 2 of them have... One of them's got a Chevy.
Mine's going to have a Chevy. I'm just...
You talked to Norm about that.
No, there was 2 in the 2 of those. One out of the Norm Davis stables has a Chevy. 2 of them are Ford.
Yeah.
The other Swartz was a
right.
Jordan Wright, which obviously had a Chevy Power. Super Sport main event. Super Sport main event right here. We had 16 cars start. Lap number 9, trouble struck the number 16 of Chris Mott. He finished 16th. Just McLean Bedoin did not start. He was obviously blown motor, 17th place. 16th, Chris Mott. This was a surprise. This was a surprise for a lot of people. While leading, trouble struck on lap number 14. The 99 of BJ Donofrio finished 15th.
That was a shocker to me because he had been right up there most of that race.
He was flying. There were 4 cars in the 16-second bracket, and he was, in those 14 laps on the track, the second fastest car on the track.
Yeah.
Okay. 14th was Darrell Blanchard in the 75. Robert Mercer in the 30 finished 13th. 77S, James Slover was 12th. Jeff Powell, first time out with the Swartz, finished 11th. Brian Gary was 10th. Alan Elkins, good run for the 45, got a 9th place finish. Steve Fuller, first time out in the 88, finished 8th. Jody Tanner was 7th in the number 36. Vaughn Stone, 6th place. Brian Smith, 5th place. Jordan Wright, 4th place in the 33. Dave Miller in the 55, 3rd. Randy Barley, 2nd. Your winner, Doug Elkins. That's how the Super Sport race went down. And that was a good race.
Always exciting.
Very much so. Them slick tires with high horsepower on a slick track.
It's always interesting to look at the different patterns that they put in those slicks, too.
Yeah, there's guys.
They all have a different idea.
You can tell right away when you're walking up to a Super Sport car who does and doesn't know how to groove tires.
Right.
I'm going to leave it at that. Armed Forces Night, IMCA Modifieds, qualifying, 16 cars timed in. Toby Ferrando was 16th fast, 19.281. Jeff Rivers in the 45, 15th fast, 18.981. Rod McCombs struggled a little bit after having the car repaired and went head on to the wall in turn 1. Had to have the whole right front completely.
Yeah.
How they saved that car and got it back on the track, I don't know. They did it.
A lot of work.
14th fast in the 04 for Hot Rod McCombs, 18.612. Just ahead of him was the 34 of Mark Gaylord, 18.523. 12th fast was the 31 of Lauren Cruzy, 18.314. Mike Swear, the 63. Here's a guy that's coming on the last couple races.
Mm-hmm.
The 63 is really, struggled a little bit last year, trying to find the setup, what that car likes, what that car doesn't like, how Mike likes to drive it. It's coming around. That 63 car is getting pretty fast. 11th fast, 18.174. 10th fast was the 83R, CJ Putnam, 18.161. 9th fast, the 44P of Sam Potter, 17.940. Jeff Lovell in the 40 was 8th fast, 17.841. Brian Thompson bought him a new ride. He qualified 7th fast with a 17.757. Derek Young in the 12Y, one of the drivers I told you to watch, one of the upcoming names in this division. 6th fast, 17.717. Dustin Cady in the number 7 Longhorn chassis house car for Bar S Motorsports. One of our other sponsors here on the show. Bar S Motorsports. Sam.
Don't even start with me.
Why are you turning
Here's
red?
the thing. Dustin Cady has been so fast. That 7 car has been so fast out of the box, given this is a brand new car. They're hunting the car. They're trying to find what's comfortable. He's been in the hunt every single race. He was in the top 5 in qualifying in the number 5 spot, 17.572.
You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself about the main, but he just went through like nothing happened and just went right up there.
And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep. We are going to talk about that. 4th fast, these were your Trophy Dash cars, was the 36 of John Campos. He was 4th fast, 17.427, 174.27. Gray Ferrando was 3rd fast in the V13.
That was a borrowed car.
Borrowed car from his wife, that's right, 17.339. 2nd fast qualifier of the night, the Superman car of Colin Weinberger.
Another late model we haven't seen.
17.332. Listen to those times, 2nd and 3rd, 17.332 to a 17.339. That's tight.
Real tight.
And your fast qualifier for the IMCA Modifieds at Armed Forces Night was number 13 of Bryson James, 17.197. Was good enough for a fast time. The difference was 0.135 from first to second. It's the tight field of cars.
It's a tight class.
It is. Okay, we're going to talk about the heat race. Heat race number 1.
Was it heated?
Man, listen to this one. Lauren Cruzy finished. All cars finished on the lead lap. All cars completed all 8 laps. Okay, Lauren Cruzy was 8th. 7th was Jeff Rivers. First time we've seen him at Willamette in a while. He pops in and out, a couple times a year in the 45. 6th was Mike Swear. 5th, Jeff Lovell, the number 40. C.J. Putnam, beautiful race car, the 83R. He was 4th fast. 3rd place finisher in heat race number 1 for the modifieds, the 04 of Hot Rod McCombs. 2nd, Gray Ferrando, your winner, the 7 of Dustin Cady. Won it by almost 1.7 seconds. So he got out there a little bit. He got away from the field, had a racetrack to work with. That car's fast. Luck is a big part of motorsports, and so far it hasn't really been on their side.
No.
But when they get those bugs worked out, and we know how good of a driver Dustin is, and those Bar S stables are pretty serious about stuff right now. I mean, those guys, that's all they do is live, eat, sleep, racing.
Yeah, they don't show up at any track to finish second.
They don't, and we know he's going. We know. I'm pretty sad. I'm comfortable saying we know he's going to get some wins. You don't win 17 races in 1 year at Willamette Speedway because you're lucky.
No.
Heat race number 2 was like this. The V4 of Toby Ferrando finished 8th. Ahead of him, the 34 of Mark Gaylord. Sam Potter finished 6th in the 44P. Derek Young was 12th. Or the 12 car was 5th. Brian Thompson finished 4th. John Campos in the 36 car was 3rd. Bryson James finished 2nd to Colin Weinbarger in the Superman car. Won heat race number 2. Trophy Dash.
The shootout.
And not much of a shootout.
No.
Campos finished 4th. It almost looked like he was kind of hanging out in the back of the track, using it as track time to feel something. Like they made a change and he wanted to see what was going on. Because he never really, we know how John drives. John is very, very good in a modified. Very, very good driver. And truly watching, looking down from the tower, it was kind of like one of those deals like, what's Campos doing? Something's up. Like they made a change on the setup, is what I'm assuming, watching that race, and they were trying to find something. He finished 4th, right behind Gray Ferrando in the V13. 2nd was Bryson James in the 13. Winner Colin Weinbarger by 0.903. Lap times were very, very competitive. 17.483 through 17.787. Fast and slow lap of the dash.
Tight.
It is. 16 cars started the feature. Toby Ferrando, the V4, finished 16th, completed 7 laps. Lauren Cruzy finished 15th, and the number 31 completed 29 laps. Mike Swear, 63, was 14th, completed 29 laps. Rod McCombs, 13. He finished in the 13th spot, 29 laps. There was all that last lap was a bad lap for a lot of people in that race. Jeffrey Rivers finished 12th, 29 laps. C.J. Putnam finished 11th, 29 laps. 10th on through were all in the lead lap. Sam Potter was 10th in the 44P. Mark Gaylord finished 9th. Jeff Lovell. Brian Thompson debuted his new ride for a 7th place finish. Derek Young finished 6th. Top 5 was this. The number 7 of Dustin Cady finished 5th behind the 13 of Bryson James. 3rd place was Colin Weinbarger, and we're going to talk about this. This was something we decided we're going to talk about, and impressed what we saw because of the possible
situation.
Could have beens.
Yeah.
With the situation given what happened last weekend. Let me set this up. The finish. A half a second. 0.560. Second place went to Gray Ferrando behind the number 36 of John Campos. Picked up the win. Let's talk about this because everybody else was. I don't think these drivers are. They're not going to get mad. They handled it like men. Professionals. It could have been a situation where things could have been very, very bad for this field for the rest of the year.
Maybe longer.
This was Saturday night. Friday night down at Cottage Grove. Now, I know you guys have watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have watched the video.